Frank, what do you mean you put Jeff Wilson's face on the thumbnail? It's going to get people all worked up. Hell, I guess we'll run with it. We're all sports card investors.
Join my crew. You take the card and put it in the sleeve.
Stick around. What's going on, sports card hobby family? Welcome to another episode of the Sports Card Dad, where we bring you cool t-shirts, a strong hairline, and average entertainment.
The vibes are good and the chemistry's there.
Before I get started, huge thanks to today's video sponsor, Pristine Auction. Man, if you want all the wicked items, let's grab one actually. Got this going back a couple of months. James Hetfield signed guitar, Metallica being my favorite band. Throw on the t-shirt just for the day. Just for today. Can't speak. Daily auctions, weekly auctions. They've even got 10-minute auctions, all sorts of cool stuff. Got a promo code down below for $10 off your first auction win, so take advantage over at Pristine Auction. Also, the SlabMags website is back up, baby. 10% off. One of the only places on the internet where you can get 10% off. Color match these suckers. Display like a boss. 10% off Sports Card Dad promo code on the SlabMags website. Also, last night I had the president of Hicks Auctions, Alex Winter, was on to talk about a dozen different items that they've got over there, including a concert-used smash guitar from Kurt Cobain himself, all sorts of signed Nirvana stuff there. They've got sports cards as well, vintage baseball, all sorts of cool stuff. Check out Hicks Auction immediately. All right, we're finally here to end the debate today. You can just watch this video and we don't have to even talk about it anymore, right? I mean, this is going to I'm going to lay out some really key points and everyone's going to buy in. It's going to be amazing. I know, look, first, let's just get the disclosure out of the way. We know that when I put out a video, we're all sports card investors. There's going to be a certain segment. There's going to be guys, again, they're going to flop on the ground. They're going to be screaming, crying. They're going to be screaming into a pillow for a couple of hours while their wife, girlfriend, and their boyfriend is going to be trying to console them.
Vibes are good and the chemistry's there.
It's just going to be bad. There's just going to be people that really get triggered and upset. But people need to understand that these are very nuanced conversations. The world is not black and white. We learned there's 50 shades of gray. There are so many different little tiny just factors and all the things that we talk about. So it's tough to talk to people when they have very generalized beliefs. Usually there's 2 sides, 3 sides, 7 sides to a story. All right, so what are we talking about here? We're talking about sports card investing in quotation marks. Now, whenever you say this, sports card investor or investing, people immediately go, there's already somebody typing, I know, a comment now that cardboard doesn't pay you dividends. Cardboard doesn't pay you rent. Wouldn't that be nice if they actually would pay us something, pay some rent around here? Wouldn't that be great? I already know all of that. Everybody already knows all of that. So we're not talking about the financial piece necessarily. We are talking about a fuller picture. So when we are buying into sports cards, we are investing time, effort, energy. It's not just money. You're investing resources. When I say energy, that's physical and that's mental. You got to go to the card shows. You got to pick up the boxes. There's some physical, look, we're all basically pro athletes here in this hobby, right?
And that's what I love to see from Tyler.
There's a physical element to the energy that we're exerting here in this hobby. Mental energy is the big one though, because whether you are buying things for the short run, the long run, you're in the gambling line to do the carnival games, you're about to do the duck race, you're about to, step right up and throw your money away. When you're ready to do all that stuff, you are exerting not just money, but mental energy. And so we all fall into, I would generally say, 3 buckets. Buying cards with the expectations of improved prices over time, so with the expectation that they are going to go up in value over time. Or B, buying cards with no expectations of values going up over time. Or C, you're a combo. I am a combo. I would consider myself a combo where you've got some cards, I know like everybody else, got a deep Bobby Hebert collection. The Bobby Hebert collection, we're not going to retire off of it, okay? I've accepted that fact. The Bobby Hebert cards are not going to go up in value over time, at least not anything significant that's going to matter. I also have certain cards that I've shown on the channel where I do have some expectations. I put some money in, I've done the research, I've looked into many bazillion different factors, and I've chosen those as kind of like, you know, I'm going to buy them, I'm going to hold these and just kind of see how they do over time. For me, I don't have a massive budget, so I don't have lots of high-end cards, but I got a few. And I think a lot of people fall into that bucket where they've got a few cards that are kind of bigger cards, and then they have a lot of cool collectible type stuff. They got a lot of cool PC stuff. So you fall into one of those three buckets. What do all of those buckets have in common? They are all investing time, energy, and money into this space. So we're all the same. We can all come together on this topic. I have just ended the debate. We are all sports card investors. We are investing time, energy, money. We know that collectible sports card hobby, it comes at a price because simply opportunity cost. Just say it right. I mean, look, whether it's time, think about all the time. Forget about, okay, say you fall into that bucket where you have no expectation of prices going up. You are spending money, you are spending time, you are spending energy. But it's all opportunity cost for all three of these things. You could be spending time doing other things. Not just the money part. You could, of course, you could be spending money on all, look, there's a zillion other things you can be spending money on, whether that's stocks, bonds, real estate, or 500 boxes of Twinkies every week. You can do whatever you want.
I feel pretty good right about now.
So, of course, opportunity costs with the money. With the time, you could be spending more time, instead of cards, you could be on the golf course. You could be spending more time working extra hours. You could be spending more time with family. You could be spending more time hanging out with your dog on the couch. You could be spending more time, whatever, doing anything else at the weight room, at the gym. And of course, energy ties in with the time part. It's just energy. You know, and what are you getting the most energy out of? What sorts of returns are you getting on your time, energy, and money? Because again, we'll go back to the financial part. It's, are you expecting a return on the cards? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. I think that we're all looking for a return on happiness. So regardless of whether that's, you know, time looking up cards on eBay or at a card show, making friends, talking to other hobbyists, you might not be there to buy a card that you think is going to go up in value, but you are looking for a return on happiness. You as a human being, we're not going out. I mean, I would say most human beings, we're selfish creatures. We're trying to go out and have a good time. If we're going to spend extra time that's outside of work, outside of our responsibilities, we need to get a return on that in some way. If I go play a round of golf with my buddies and I play really well, then I might, you know what? I got a nice return today. Let's go out and play golf again the following week. And then I'll do horribly the following week. And then I'm like, I don't want to play golf anymore for the rest of the year. Wasn't getting a return on the happiness piece or whatever. And so obviously this hobby provides a great return back for people, or a happiness return. It might not always offer a great, return on your money, but it will most certainly provide a happiness return. And I think that's what's brought a lot of people back into sports cards and collectibles. And it's not just sports cards. I know sports card channel, of course, but whether we're talking about comic books or action figures or just 80s, 90s nostalgia type stuff or early 2000s, whatever it is, music, memorabilia, people are getting it. There's a happiness return there. And so that is what really is kind of the underlying foundation when we get into kind of this sort of debate. That's always something that we're always measuring too. That's a moving target. Your happiness return. Is the hobby providing you a happiness return? And I think there's a lot of adapting that's had to happen. I've talked about the things I don't like. I'm going to keep on talking about it because I think it's absolutely nuts with new product and all the carnival game BS. I'm going to keep on talking about it. And so let's see how many people understood the messaging with this video and how many people were the folks at the beginning that I was talking about that flopped on the ground in their TV dinner, hit the wall, and all the rest of it. All right, friends, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.